Some of you tell me in the comments that you started investing and feel a bit shaky. One of you even used the word jelly. A big sum is invested and what follows is frequent checking your chosen funds, wondering if a crash will happen soon or very soon. So as a way of reassurance, let's talk about emotional intelligence today. Some simple but effective tricks to keep our emotions away from investing. Hey, I'm Marta, welcome back to my channel. Before we start, let me thank InvestEngine for sponsoring this video. If you've never heard of InvestEngine, it's an investment platform, FCA regulated, which has some pretty exciting products on offer, including low-cost managed and commission-free DIY portfolios. And right now, they're offering £50 welcome bonus, subject to terms and conditions, of course. So go and check them out. I'm leaving the link in the description of this video. Many years ago, I went to a bank, and I mean, you can tell it was a long time ago because I was still going to banks. And when I was putting in some money into my account, I was approached by this clerk who said, "I noticed you have quite a lot of money in your account." Now, I did not have a lot of money in my account at the time, to make it clear. It was my third year in London. I think I was single. I rented a room. Well, I was an average 20-something Londoner, I guess. Anyway, the clerk asked me, "Have you thought of investing some of this money?" I had no clue what investing meant. I knew the meaning of the word, but not what it involved in practical terms. But I realized that it would probably make sense to listen to that suggestion, to that guy, and give it a go. Very quickly, I was given an appointment with the bank's investment advisor. Actually, you know what? If my life depended on knowing who that guy was, if he was financial advisor, planner, or a chimney sweep, I would stand very slim chances of surviving. All I know is that I was shown some numbers, talked briefly about risk, and a signature and handshake later, I was an investor. In what? Who knows? I certainly didn't. I didn't care. As long as I was with my bank, I was safe, right? Things were going well. I check on my investment every month. They grew a bit, nothing spectacular, no reason to call home. But then in 2018, things quickly started changing. I lost £1,000, and it was a big chunk of my investment. So you can see it wasn't a lot of money. I reacted with pure fury. What was this nonsense about? I mean, how dare they? And by they, I meant the anonymous crowd of bankers lose my money. Nonsense, rubbish, give me whatever remained back before you lose it all. So I withdrew my funds, and that was that. Didn't touch investing for a decade. When I think about it now, let's just say that my head keeps moving from left to right. I was so emotional, so impulsive, and so foolish to start and continue investing, even for such a short time, in the way I did. So, what advice to prevent emotional investing would I give myself from that time? There are heaps of free or almost free financial resources, and it doesn't take long to figure out that most of them repeat the same thing over and over. I know I do. I still get messages asking me where to start. And the truthful answer is start where you are and with taking responsibility. If you want to start investing, I assume you have some money to invest. If you have some money to invest, I assume you're already taking responsibility for your finances. In other words, you had to figure stuff out. Learn enough to change your behavior maybe. So why would you expect things to be different with investing? Don't be like me all these years back. Don't for a second trust that somebody will do it for you. And so what exactly do you need to know? Types of investments you're buying, how risky they are, and what's expected of you in terms of managing them. I'd start with that. 3 things. As a bonus, knowing a quick history of the markets with its crashes, corrections, and rebounds will truly help you with expectations and panic behaviors. I think this applies to all investors. Even if you hire a financial planner, you need to educate yourself enough. This could come from ancient Greece, but you're hearing it from contemporary England. Only you know yourself enough to tell how investing makes you feel. Excited about your future, hopeful, or impatient and eager to speed things up. Maybe scared or terrified, unsure. As if you're about to jump off an airplane with a parachute on, but not convinced it will work. Whatever emotions you experience when investing, keep in mind that emotions, just like anything else, will pass. They're just a feeling, feelings pass. And challenge yourself to manage them. We're not rational beings. Our decisions are made more subconsciously than not. But we can put some systems in place that will keep our lack of rational behavior in place. It's down to you to find and implement those systems. You're not sure about investing, but know somebody sensible who does invest. Invite yourself for tea and ask them to show you how it's done. You're tempted to endlessly improve your portfolio? Well, then ask your spouse to change a password for your investment platform and keep it safe, away from you for a year. If that's too extreme, use the 30-day rule that many people tame their impulse purchases with. Write down what changes you're thinking of making, put down a date next to those changes, and do nothing for 30 days. The impulse will lose its strength by then. Well, and then what if you're too impatient and tempted by promises of quick, big money? Block all streams of sensational content. If you tend to panic, block out all news. Read the headlines when passing a newsstand. That's more than enough. Speaking of knowing yourself, you may be the type of person who loves nerding out about their money. Or quite the opposite. You might want to delegate the task of putting your portfolio together and even managing it to somebody else. The guys who sponsor this video, InvestEngine, offer both options. I particularly like their managed portfolio that lets you choose whether you want to focus on growth or income. Their fees are reasonable, their DIY portfolios are even commission-free. You can start with as little as £100, and despite being a young company, they definitely put some thought into user interface design. All those numbers look pretty delicious. So check them out. Their offer of investments is quite broad, and if you gotta start somewhere and don't know where, InvestEngine could be the place. I'm linking to their website in the description. Back to our simple rules for non-emotional investing. This is something I wasn't prepared for all those years back. And because I didn't educate myself, I had no understanding that leaving that money untouched would have been the best attempt to not lose it. The reason why most average investors, like me, lose money is endless changes. Just forget you even have these investments and live life. They will take care of themselves anyway, given time. Okay, so you might ask, why do you warn me I might lose it if I won't? We don't know the future, and we base our hopes and predictions on the past. So it's better to be fully aware of the risk. If you're not sure how much to invest, and you do ask me quite regularly about it, especially those of you who want to buy a house in the near future, invest as much as you're prepared to lose. This way, you will choose your investments carefully and hopefully end up pleasantly surprised instead of bitterly disappointed. With long-term investing, time is on our side. It can be frustrating not to see immediate results. Experience the adult version of "are we there yet? Are we there yet?" every time we check the state of our portfolio. So it's really helpful and healthy to treat patience as a life skill worth honing. I sometimes chat with you in the comment section of my videos, and here's a story of one of you, the viewers, the investors, the wannabe work optional financial freedom pursuers. Tim. Tim lives in America, and his portfolio currently stands at over $1.5 million. Let's hear from Tim. I went back in my files and found that my first Vanguard fund purchase was for $200 on 4th April 2006 at age 44. I've made a copy of every purchase since then, and there are 528 receipt files in that folder, almost all of which have deposit, purchase, or buy in the file name. Assuming 500 buys over 17 years, that's 2.5 buys per month. Slow and steady wins the race. Millionaire status is a snail's game for most of us. Tim is already work optional, but chooses to work as doesn't feel yet ready to retire. The point is 500 buys, 17 years. Let's learn some patience from Tim. I think he mastered it. So 4 simple rules and quite a few headaches saved. These are the things I wish I could have told myself all these years back when I was approached by that bank clerk. I don't think I had enough curiosity and enough confidence to ask enough questions and look for enough information. Don't make the same mistake. Educate yourself enough. Know yourself pretty well. Invest as much as you're prepared to lose and work on your patience. If you have a plan, stick to the plan. And I can pretty much guarantee you will keep emotions at bay when managing your investments, no matter how small or how big they currently are. And back to you. What would you add to this list? Have emotions made you lose money when investing? What would you tell yourself from that time to do differently? I'm curious about your stories, so please share them in the comments. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.